So how do you prepare your spirit to the point to where, man, you're not suicidal, but you're not holding on to this world in terms of, you're not missing out on anything. You know, if you prematurely leave because you're protecting someone, because, you know, the government said, hey, we're going to put an end to you. You know what I mean? Whatever. All you denied yourself was just a beautiful death. You know, in terms of like, wow, his teeth were perfect, his organs were perfect, he was perfectly in health. I mean, he had no pain and he died. Or you die like, you know, however you aged yourself, whatever choices you made, you know. The most important thing is that, you know, you live genuinely, you live honest, you self-corrected. You never sold your soul for anything. Because if you sold it, you'd be fighting the rest of your life to get it back. Because it cast you under this form of assumption that you believe in their ideology because you put energy into it. Especially when you're not knowing that that's an oppressive ideology that created the industry of suffering, our current economic situation. If it was the industry of rejuvenation, the industry of we, peace would always be extended. You know, child trafficking would not exist. You know, wars go out of business. There'd be no use for anything like that. But they got this book they want to feed you, and they capitalize it in all different directions, conditioning you to, wow, really? Jesus swung a cord, flipped over tables in a church? How come he didn't just go and speak to them a little more in detail about what they're doing is wrong? So if I did that, made a cord and chased people out of a temple and stuff like that, flipped over tables, I'm a vandalist. I'm a sinner. But they got you guys believing that he's not. Well, I'm not here to destroy your faith or have you stumble, but look into what you are doing. And also look into the fact that if you need a God to self-correct, why? It's okay to have one. I don't have one. I don't need one. I don't require one. I don't ask nobody for nothing. You know what I mean? I don't go and become a situation to where, oh, please help me. Nah, man, send me to hell if that's all true. Because guess what? I get to go ahead and bring justice to all those wicked people in hell by torturing them. All those pedophiles, all those people of oppression that are stuck in there. If it's all true, just because I don't worship or give my soul, and if that's all true, that's where I go. Well, if I'm on earth and I'm not wicked, you know what I mean? And I'm giving what money can't buy, and I'm over here applying this concept of do great deeds for people little and small and with no expectation. This type of discipline where no personal benefit, I'm already godly. I mean, how are you going to be more honest than entire congregations and not be divine? You know? God's within. That inner voice that you went ahead and eliminated through whatever excuses and conditioning, you need to regain that back because that's that selfless voice. You replaced it with that wicked voice of division. You know what I mean? You know? So you mean to tell me they got trillions and trillions of dollars, hundreds of billions, and there's no way they could figure out how to eliminate child trafficking throughout the world? But they did a great job of pushing the envelope on all these missionaries and all these people around the world, oppressing all the natives, and not even applying their culture. That's selfless. They just wiped it all out. You know what I mean? Put their economic industry in of suffering, owned your forests, owned your jungles, took everything that maintained your life and your that's genuine toward nature, and they took it and replaced it with their system of misery. And that's the Bible. That's the application of the Bible. Now, you want to apply the selfless teachings of any type of teachings, scripture, whatever you may call it, new or old, apply to selfless ones. And you'll see the difference between why I'm not going to talk to the Muslim. Nah, I'm going to embrace the Muslim. I'm going to embrace everybody. You know what I mean? You know? But that whole idea of pushing, this conditioning on your mind through churches, through family, and through, I'm telling you, man, the Mormon community, bro, especially the Polynesian ones, ooh, they force you, bro. Where's that all at? How come they ain't forcing these traffickers to remove themselves from being involved in any child trafficking if they're so interested in their love of force? You know what I mean? But it's too beneficial and selfish. Therefore, I worship nobody. But I give what money can't buy at all. And then again, I didn't sell my soul for nothing. You know what I mean? You use what you have been given through your parents and things like that, through genetic makeup, and build your brain up for critical thinking. Because they are trying to convince you, and they convince so many, that you must die to experience heaven. If heaven is so great, why don't they go and lead the way? And that way this place will be a place of peace and rejuvenation. But now they want who to die? They want you to die. They won't apply this to themselves. You know what I mean? That's what you got to think about. So they went ahead and made Jesus not a sinner, which his actions is. Because in the temple he could have said like this, hey Pharisees, Sadducees, come to me. Let me tell you why this is wrong. Let me emphasize and open up your hearts. But he mirrored their behavior. Psychologically, spiritually, and he failed. He sinned. Now if you believe that he didn't, you go ahead and go flip over tables and stuff like that. And you go chase people out of any room and see how you feel. I don't care if they're, preaching a different religion or whatever excuses Jesus made. Use those same excuses and see how you feel. I guarantee you it's not going to be like no sinful feeling. It's going to be like, man, I had other options to do this. Because now I encourage their behavior. Whatever I broke and flipped over tables of, whatever I broke, they're going to encourage their wicked behavior to regain those items. And plus, those items ain't yours. It's not your responsibility to break anything. You know what I mean? That's all vandalism. It's worse. Especially if I did it, the one that's speaking the truth, that's genuine to myself. You know what I mean? Genuine toward others. Why would I be saying this? To go against the whole entire grain. Because it's time to regain yourself. And identify with that voice within, that selfless voice. And apply the true teachings of what you study. Bigeloa, Hoganete, Tau Tau Mona.